Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's write some more Leetcode today. Today we are solving min stack. So the problem states that we want to design a stack that supports push, pop, top, and retrieving the millimint element in constant time. Therefore, we want to implement a min stack class where the constructor initializes a stack object and there's a push function that can push the element val onto the stack, a pop function that can remove the element on top of the stack, and a top function that can get the top element of the stack, and finally a getMin function that retrieves the minimum element in the stack. And we must implement a solution with O of 1 time complexity for all of the functions above, which means that we cannot just set up only one stack because the time to get the minimum value for the getMin function would be linear time, or O of n, where n is the length of the stack, and we need O of 1 for all functions, so this method would be invalid. So how can we solve this problem? One way that we can solve this problem is we can initialize two stacks. So one will call stack and one will be called min stack. So the stack would just be whatever we push into the stack, and the min stack will push in the lesser value between the last element in min stack or the value that is asked to being pushed. So let's just go over this example. So in the beginning, -2 will both be pushed because it's the first element. So -2 and -2. Now the second one in the stack, 0 will be pushed, but in the min stack, it will still be -2 because we always push in the lesser of the two values. Now we push again, so we will push -3 in stack, and in min stack, we will also push -3. Because it's the lesser between -2 and -3. So now we will get the minimum value. So the first time, -3 will be returned. Now we need to pop. So we will pop from both stack and min stack. Now if we want to get the top element, it will return 0. So we will look at the last element in the stack. So it returns 0. And if we want to get min, then we look at the last element in min stack. So it will return -2. So the time complexity of this would be O of 1 for all functions because the time of each function does not depend on anything. And the space complexity would be O of n, where n is the length of the stack, and that the length of the stack can be generated by the push function, and which can go up to n space. So now let's get to the coding part. Yeah, so first we'll set up the constructor. We will have a stack and min stack, so we'll call it self.stack and self.minstack and set to an empty list. Now we'll set up the push function. So we will append val first to stack, and if there's no values in min stack or the value is less than the last value of min stack, then we will append val to min stack. And otherwise, if that is not the case, then we will just append the last value of min stack again to min stack. So self.minstack.append self.minstack of -1. -1 is the last value. And for pop, we just want to pop from stack and min stack. So self.stack.pop and self.minstack.pop. And then for the top value, we return the top of stack. So return self.stack of -1. And for getMin, we want to return the top of min stack. So return self.minstack of -1. All right, let's see if it works. Okay, perfect. Now a quick side note, you can also solve it this way. So instead of using a min stack, we can use a min val. So that would save the space complexity a little bit, but they're technically both O of n, because if you have a stack and min stack, it would be O of 2n, and then that would round to O of n. And obviously this, you only have stacks, so the space would be O of n. So they're both O of n, but I decided to go over the min stack approach instead because I think it's easier to understand. But if you're interested in saving a little bit more space, even though the space complexity is technically the same, then you can use min val and the code will be right here. So yeah, I thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave in the comment section below, and I hope to see you all again soon.